the new Audi Grandsphere concept.
This virtual exhibit really allows us a progressive way to highlight some of the key design features of the Grandsphere's design. The exterior design actually starts from the interior. So this idea of first-class travel is something that really gave us the base for which we could wrap our exterior around. The proportions were really key on this car. So a D-segment car, but having a very different architecture in the cabin allowed us to have also a different architecture on the body. So something very fluid, very generous, and actually very sporty in the end. This is a pretty unique line that really defines the car, lengthens the car, but also splits the volumes. So we have an upper volume that is very much focused on the cabin, and then the lower volume that is keeping everything very grounded and very sporty at the same time. We had to deal with a larger volume in the front of the cabin. And what we did is we tried to stretch the bonnet, so we still wanted to convey this GT proportion. So the bonnet really wraps around and is lengthened into the mirror, which dives directly into the A-post, which is a lot further back than the front volume of the cabin. So this really combines this GT aesthetic with, let's say, a new proportion. The car has a lot of direction while still remaining quite level to the ground with this UFO line. Keeps it very long and sleek. The baseline coming from the front, sweeping back to the rear. It's really integrating all this elements and all this balance that we wanted to convey. This allowed us to place the headlights, which also convey our new signature eye above this UFO line. So giving them some importance, giving them room to breathe and balance, and allowing us to also put the single frame, the Audi single frame, below this UFO line. So a new architecture and hierarchy. And everything on the front has room to breathe. So you have a nice design element that's linking lines, but also a lot of movement with the Quattro blisters, a lot of movement on the bonnet that gives a real clean appearance, and also, again, helps to stretch the car. So the most important part of any Audi are the Audi rings. And with this clean sheet design, we were really able to think about how to place these rings proudly on the bonnet and integrate them into the design and have them very clean. The single frame is something that's very iconic, but also iconic for Audi has always been lighting. And the new signature eye that we introduced on the Grandsphere really shows this really premium approach to having a graphic that is actually derived from the Audi rings, that is really strong and really iconic. And all of that power, as you mentioned, is really pulling back, but it has to also be balanced. And the way we did that was having a really prominent diffuser. And electric mobility, we know, is going to be a challenge, and airflow is one of the ways that we can sort of command and dominate with that and overcome that challenge. And that diffuser really represents that. So really strong, prominent diffuser, really showing the intention of airflow.
The interior of the Grandsphere is especially designed for the automated driving on level 4. That gave us the opportunity to create a completely new operation concept. The main intention here was to create a frameless design. There is no permanent steering wheel, and there are no classical screens that can limit you. Instead of a traditional dashboard, we create a huge projection stage made of wood. The first magic moment when you enter the car, the Grandsphere welcomes you with your handwriting and your travel route. To interact with the user interface, we use several methods: eye tracking, speech control, touch and gesture. It happens in a simple and intuitive way. When you think of luxury, one important feature is simply space. For this purpose, we designed the Audi Grandsphere from inside out. The wooden surface which surrounds you creates a lot of space and a feeling of a cozy living room, a private sphere for yourself. The result is a cabin that offers tremendous space and totally new options to spend time during a journey. Space means pure luxury, especially when you drive long distances. The generous portal doors give the passengers comfortable access to this private space. The Audi Grandsphere offers you many opportunities to relax and enjoy the ride. The most comfortable seats are now those in the front row. They are designed to perform in drive, entertain and relax position. We have privacy sound in the headrests and an air purifier in the upper backrest. The driver's seat is no longer just a working space. The passengers in the first row can move into permanent relax mode. Without the steering wheel, you can watch movies or just enjoy the ambient projection. The new MMI touchless response allows you to set up your personal comfort zone. Here, you can adjust your seat, temperature, and the ambient light. In the relaxed position, you can't reach the MMI touchless response. And this is where the eye tracking and gesture control can shine. You simply look at the MMI touchless response and select the function with a gesture. Now, this is the moment when the driver takes control. You activate the steering wheel via eye tracking and pull it out with a gesture. The steering wheel and our virtual cockpit are now an integrated combination. No matter if you like to drive by yourself or just want to travel first class, the Audi Grandsphere gives you all the opportunities based on the Level 4 automated driving option. This means a new dimension in comfort while getting to your destination. While traveling, you also have a high-class bar for refreshments. The Audi Grandsphere is your private jet for the road. You sit in the first class, in the first row, and enjoy a new dimension of luxury. The car gives you the freedom to choose between driving by yourself or just let the car bring you to your destination. You can relax, communicate, getting entertained, or simply watch the landscape. That's what we call luxurious traveling of the future. The new Audi Grandsphere concept.